Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I am Mrs. Realistic. Welcome back to the channel. Now, I didn't even know that Burden did a Men North of Richmond remix. So I have been educated and I'm here for it. Now, I don't know who Stephen James is, but I'm assuming I'm going to find out. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, drop a comment down below, click the bell for notifications so that you will always know, not just sometimes, not never, but always know when another video comes out. So without further ado, let's get into it. Stephen James?
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gone to. From people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, hey, it is. Yeah. I know it's a shame, you smiling, holding the pain. You working, they holding your pay. It's a fact, it's the taxes that make it so you can't relax. And you broke at the end of the day, it's always the same. They send it all to Ukraine while children that long to be saved. Look what they doing, our country is...
Whoa, they're going hard like right off the bat. This right here. And we wonder what happens to the missing children that come over the border. I believe that the most missing children are in California, Texas, and Florida. Texas just happens to have an incredibly awful border crisis right now. Some of those children are not the children of the people coming across. They are used to get across the border, and then who knows what happens to them. It's really scary. And the people on the streets, the drugs. What is that? What is the new drug that is turning people into zombies? Is it crank? Let's look it up. Yeah, it says trank, the zombie drug, also known as xylazine. Whatever the case, I've seen some videos of people who have been taking it, and they've got these wounds and swelling in their limbs that they're clearly not getting taken care of, and they're turning gangrenous. I mean, it's like a serious problem that we've got going on here. And drugs just flown over the border. You bring this up and you try to, talk about these children, these innocent children who are being used, and you're told you're a racist.
At the end of the day, it's always the same. They send it all to Ukraine while children that long to be saved. Look what they doing, our country is soon to be ruined. They screwing the home of the brave. Who do we blame? The news won't take it as truth. Delusional fools do remain. Got the principles of a Christian who can never be used for their gains. We're used to the games. It's time to wake up America. Here to remove the restraints. They got us in chains. Better keep God close and be united again for a change. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gone to. From people like me and people like wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is.
It's insanity.
Oh, it is. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gone to. From people like me and people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not.
And because we have so many cameras out now, like ring cams, CCTV, stuff like this is caught on camera, thankfully. But it's just like a free-for-all. That's what it feels like these days. Nobody is held accountable for any of this stuff anymore. And we see it with all the smash and grabs. We see it with all of the looting that's happening in every single store, especially in California. It's probably worse than anywhere else because they've gone soft on crime. I wonder what happens when criminals realize they know they are not going to get arrested. They'll probably just go and do random acts of kindness. I think that's probably what would happen, right? We should just not be mean and arrest people who do bad stuff because it's mean. It might hurt their feelings.
Me and people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Yeah, you know what I hate? The way veterans don't get a break after putting their life on the line. They come back to the States and depression is racing. Need help so they won't contemplate suicide. Addiction rates higher than ever. People ashamed for just trying to get better. Alcoholism been calling in victims. This sickness will leave our relationships severed. No, this ain't no joke. On social media, why is everything woke? Wanted Biden, but now they're regretting they votes. Bet you agree Trump was better than most. I just pray that we never surrender our hope. Innocent folks been paying the price. Can't afford groceries and keeping on lights. Paying more for less and no, none of it's right. It's time to stand up together and fight.
I don't know what he's talking about because according to The View, the economy's thriving. I've never had more fun at the grocery store. It's awesome paying like $500 a week for groceries. I love it. I don't know. I feel like the reality is that no person is going to save us. People need to start standing up for their rights. People need to start stepping up and saying, I'm not going to take this BS anymore. Because, we, the people, are a much larger group than those in Washington. And I think the majority of the people in Washington, they don't care. They get their salaries paid no matter what's going on and somehow become millionaires along the way. It doesn't matter what happens to us. They're not in it to save us. They're not in it to change anything because they know once they get in there, they're making the big bucks and they will retire extremely wealthy. I don't trust any politician. A two-party system is always going to be us against them. There's no unity. There's no coming together. Distract and divide. That's what they've always been about, and it's even worse now in the past few years. I've never seen more division in my life, but I've also never seen more sheep. If you veer off course, you get canceled. I doubt any of them have read 1984, because if they were able to see the parallels, maybe they would give their heads a shake and pull it out of their proverbial asses.
Life's paying more for less and no, none of it's right. It's time to stand up together and fight. Damn shame. What the world's gone to from people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true. What it is, oh it is. Lord, it's a damn shame. What the
Great voice.
gone to from people like me and people like you. Wish I could just
This is not sustainable.
not be true.
Yep. Pretty much spot on. If you speak out against anything these days, you're automatically labeled as a phobe of some type. And I think when you see your country and other countries falling apart, there is a reality. There is an objective reality. And the reality is what's happening now is not sustainable. We can't take the whole world. There has to be a process. I myself am an immigrant to this country, and the process was a huge pain in the butt. There are people on the list that have been waiting for years to come here who are secondary to the people rushing through claiming asylum when they could just come through at the port of entry and claim asylum. The fact is that the coyotes make thousands and thousands of dollars off of each person. The women are abused. Then after they get through this country, they are still responsible to pay more money back to these coyotes, and they're never truly free. As nice as it would be to be able to say, yes, let's save all the people who live a less luxurious life than people in the U.S., we can't take in the world. There is going to be nothing left for our generation and our children's generation for retirement. They're sending it all overseas, and yet what have they paid to the people in Maui? Still to this day, $700 per person, but they've spent billions and billions overseas. Where does this money come from? Just keep on printing it willy-nilly. It's just, it's no big deal. We just have endless wealth. It's a sad state of affairs. I don't pretend to know exactly how all of that breaks down or how it all works, but I do know that the inflation that's happening, it can't continue. The middle class has become the poor. We are unable to do simple things like get health insurance. In a country that's supposed to have the best medical care in the world, I can't just go to the doctor, but by all means, bring everybody else in and give them free health care. We'll pay for it while we go without. All right, rant over. Great song. Stephen James has a beautiful voice, and Burden spitting facts as he always does. So thank you for this request. I had no idea it existed. I hope all of you out there are having a wonderful day. And as I always say, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.